Hi everyone, welcome to Soul Color Readings. Today's reading is going to be a pick a card, and the theme is what is coming up for you in the year 2024. So as 2023 draws to a close, we're going to take a look at your current energy and then what soul lessons and what can you expect upon the journey of 2024. So you can follow the timestamps below and pick from these three different piles. I've got this pyrite crystal here. This is normally for financial abundance and a lot of material wealth. So this one here is, I've actually forgotten what this is called, but I do know that it was for your emotional stability and your feelings. It's a very empathic stone. It just feels so smooth and lovely. So you guys, if you're attracted to the color green, then that would be a good pile for you to pick. And this is black kyanite, and this is very good for removing negative energy and sweeping sort of negative energy out of your aura, cleansing your aura. So take your time, pause the video and pick a pile. Hi pile number one, welcome. So this is going to be your reading. You chose the pyrite, and this is the before tarot, and this is a dragon oracle, the keepers of the light, and we have one secret language of light transmission, if I can just get it off. Okay, so these cards are going to be used to look at your general energy and the themes that you will be able to encounter, or that you will encounter in the year 2024, and then we'll get into the reading to take a look at further information that you need to know. So the first card we have here is Nourish. Please excuse my voice, I'm just recovering from a really bad flu. So we have Nourish, and this is a card about taking care of your body, your mind and your soul, doing what nourishes you, and it's often connected to nature. As you can see, we have the planet Earth here, and planet Earth seems to be dipped in some sort of energy. It almost looks like an ocean, but it isn't. And this almost looks like, if this were a moon or some sort of star going on here. So it's like you're half dipped in the ocean and you're looking towards the star. So I think that, in order for you guys to nourish your soul, you need to dip yourself into, what can I say? I want to say water. So maybe you guys need to do a bit of swimming or going to the beach, but it's more than that. It's needing to dip yourself into things that bring out your emotions, things that bring out that side of you, because water is pertaining to our emotional side. And this is to do with what makes you feel, what makes you feel a certain way. It doesn't really matter what you do, but as long as it's bringing out feelings. So if 2023 was a year in which you maybe didn't really get into your body, you weren't really embodying your full self, or you weren't really, really feeling what is going through life, you're just going through the motions in the year 2023. 2024 is going to be a year where you have to pay attention to being inside your body fully and feeling all the emotions inside. So sometimes in life, when we're going through the motions and we're going through, just our jobs, our daily tasks, our lives, we can disembody, we can come out of our body sometimes. And we're so involved with productivity that we forget that we need to put ourselves back into our emotional body and feel everything, because if we did, it might be a bit shocking, right? It might be a bit, we might get burnt out. And so this is an energy where you really need to work on your nourishment for the next year. And you might see, things happening where it's sort of showing you information about your health, about your well-being. So some of you may even get sick next year. I'm so sorry to say that, and I don't want that to happen to anyone, because I know I've just passed a flu and it was just horrible. But what happens is, when we ignore our body's cues for a very, very long time, what happens is, sorry if you guys can hear people in the background, there's some people doing some work. Right, I'm trying to get this out for like the second time, and I feel like this is what's happening with you as well. I think your body and your mind is trying to get out a message to you that you need to nourish, whether this is eating healthier food, going to exercise, doing things that nourish like your soul rather than, just the body itself. So like I said in the beginning, body, mind, and soul needs to be nourished with this card here. So, your body's trying to reach you. You need to start paying attention and you need to start listening in the year 2024. I think for this pile is going to be an excellent year for you guys to actually focus on health and well-being. I have recently passed that year. That was the year 2023 for me, where I made some very big life decisions on my health and what to do with it, and I'm very thankful for it. And I had to put a lot of my ambitions, a lot of my goals on hold just to be able to sort out the internal stuff that was going on in my body, mind, and soul. And I'm very thankful I had the opportunity to do that. And it was a sacrifice in a way, because you always feel like you have your goals in mind, you have things you want to do with your life, and you can't really achieve any of that if you're not really healthy on the inside and the outside. And it's like the universe will ask you to put faith in knowing that your goals, your manifestations will still be there. They'll still be working in the background. But what's important is, in order for you to sustain those goals and those manifestations, you need to be super healthy and you need to nourish yourself. So that was a mouthful. Sorry for that. Yes, we have Kuan Yin, care and compassion. So this is an energy. It's very feminine. It's very choosing to care and be compassionate to yourself and to others as well. So this card says, choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved, and offer a helping hand. I really do believe that it's time you offer a helping hand to yourself. I think in the past you might have been very caring and compassionate to other people. 2023 might have been a year where you took care of a lot of other people, and now it's time for you to actually take care of yourself. And we also need to remember that when we are going through this process of nourishment, sometimes taking care of others is taking care of ourselves, because we are not separate, we are all one. But now we can't be doing that in an excess where we only take care of others and not ourselves, or we only take care of ourselves and not others. So there's a need to actually find some balance. So next year is going to be an interesting year for you guys. Oh, I love this. This is a beautiful energy as well. So we have a lot of pink and purples coming up, and that's to do, I'm feeling like it's to do with your heart chakra, your feminine energy, getting in touch with that feminine side of being able to flow. So here again, we're having that energy of water coming through, because femininity is associated with water. So we have gold and silver violet flame dragon. Transmute the all around you into wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. So next year you guys may want to offer a lot of service as a way of nourishing yourself and giving back to the earth. You may want to do a lot of charity work. You may be called to, involve yourself more in the community, just offering help for no cost or anything like that. Of course, if you want compensation for your time, that's perfectly reasonable. But I think it's about really giving yourself out there, putting yourself out there to others, but at the same time doing it in a way that nourishes you and doesn't diminish you. And a message I'm getting is that you need to evaluate how and why it is you help others. Is it for yourself or is it for others? Because sometimes helping others makes us feel good, because we are connected. And when someone shows you gratitude for something that you've done, it feels good, and you want to do more things for that person because of the gratitude that they've shown you. But sometimes we rely on other people to give us that feeling without giving it to ourselves first. And so we find that we always are put in positions where we want to help people just so we can feel something. So you do want to feel things, and I think next year is going to be a year where you're going to feel very deeply for others and yourself, but make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. So next year is going to be a soul lesson where you're going to really analyze, what nourishment means to you, what helping others means to you, what it means to yourself. And so that's the soul journey that you're going to go through. So let's pick some tarot. Yes, I know this card's a bit wonky, but I know which one it is, and so I know which one to pick. This is the before tarot, but it doesn't matter. It's still the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, so let's take a look. We have the Empress, and this is a beautiful feminine energy coming up. Like I said, for you guys, you're going to be able to really take care of yourself so you can take care of others, and you're going to find your sense of creativity and find your sense of compassion and love, and just be in this beautiful feminine energy. I feel like this for me is probably my past year's energy. So for some of you guys, this is your upcoming energy. And I just wanted to point out that when you're getting readings from tarot card readers or energy readers or healers or empaths or whatever you want to call it, we can only guide and teach you as far as we've been on the journey. So if I've already been through this, then it makes sense that I'm now offering you the guidance and the advice. So here we have the Fool. It's also going to be a year in which you are going to have a lot of new beginnings, but also you're going to have an energy of just not taking things too seriously and being able to have a little bit more naivety with things. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I know people would assume that being naive is some sort of bad, dangerous thing. To a degree, yes, but also being naive can also mean that you're willing to take a risk with more of your heart. You're willing to take a leap of faith with more of your heart without overthinking, without fear. And I think that's what it means in this instance. The Fool is also enjoying life and seizing the moment. So this little person here is just stopping to take a look at the roses. So it's about time you slow down and actually take stock of what's around you. And there might have been things that you've missed in the year 2023 because you're not in your body fully, and so you're not feeling your emotions fully. And so this is going to be you really slowing down, being in the moment, being in the present, and actually feeling what's happening around you fully. And that can be a very scary thing. So I do feel like you will at first be quite overwhelmed because you've been so disembodied the past couple of years or months or weeks or whatever it is. You've been out of your body. Coming back can be quite scary because suddenly you get this jolt of emotions and it's overwhelming and it feels kind of weird. So you want to go out of your body again, but you don't want to do that. You want to be able to process things that have been happening. Let's take a look. We have the Star. Wow. I am shocked you guys have 3 major arcanas, which is a very big life lesson here. So if you were identifying as a person, or perhaps you were programmed in your life up until now to be a person that was not fully in their feminine energy, not really feeling themselves, but always taught to work according to the external, prioritize like money or jobs or other relationships, but not really just feel things in a way. It's a very masculine versus a feminine energy. And normally you should have a balance of masculine and feminine energy, but I think in the past you might have been a bit more masculine, and now the universe is like, now you need to learn about what it is to be in your feminine energy, and this is going to be new territory for you guys. We do have the Star here, which is Aquarius energy, and the Star is about hope, healing, renewal, and faith. It's also about alignment, and it's a very big deal, this card. I feel like for you guys, this is going, next year actually is going to be the year, because it's 2023 when I'm doing this reading for you guys. It's going to be a year where you go through all these beautiful feelings of hope, renewal, faith. You're going to become a different person. Not completely different from who you are, but someone more evolved than who you are right now. And your journey is going to be really filled with hope, love, and light. And I'm not saying that it's devoid of challenges and, you know, the ups and downs. Obviously, you are going to experience the downs as well as the ups. But for the most part, you've got some really beautiful energy coming through. Then you have the Page of Wands. So you can expect the unexpected next year, or you can expect to do things that you normally wouldn't do. Page of Wands is about humbling yourself before you go on a journey, because you don't know all the answers yet, and it's a little bit spontaneous, right? So this is calling to have a lot of faith in the universe and faith in the divine, and just go ahead with stuff. You don't really have to have everything mapped out next year. This is a big deal for a lot of us living in this world of overproductivity and excess masculine energy, where you always have to be on the ball. You always have to sort of know what's happening and such. But, you know, this is the energy of you're going down a path. It's an adventure, and you never know what's going to happen when you go down a path in this adventure. You never know what you might encounter, but the important thing is you're willing to face it. Again, with this Fool energy, you're willing to take a chance. You're willing to renew your hope and faith in things, and you're willing to be able to show love and compassion to yourself along the journey. You might have a lot of surprises coming your way as well, like situations where you never thought you'd be in, people you might never thought you would meet or get along with. It's sort of that kind of energy of, you know, expect the unexpected. So I'm going to pick one more card, and we have the 8 of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Pentacles. So 2 pages indicate the beginnings of another journey, right? Because that's what 2024 is about. It's about the new cycle. That's what this reading is about. And I feel like you're very much going to put to rest what you no longer need, and you're going to take your final sips of the kind of life that you're in now, possibly for the end of the rest of the end of the year. So whenever you see this reading, even though it's a 2024 reading, you are at the end of a cycle now. So it is November when I'm doing this reading, and actually tomorrow is my birthday. So I thought, why not celebrate with doing a reading for the collective? And I think that from now till December, you might have the rest of the year just to sort of round up certain things, make certain decisions, or you really realize that the stuff that you have been doing is not something that you want to do anymore, and you want more for yourself. Like, what more is out there in life is a question that I hear you guys asking. And so going on an adventure to find what that is and nourish your soul, do things for your soul. Don't just do things for a practical or a financial purpose. Of course, you need to watch your finances and make sure that you're financially secure and such, that every human sort of needs to do in this day and age. But this is more about doing things just for the sake of it, not expecting a particular outcome. For example, if you just want to go skydiving because it's just an experience, it doesn't have to be like this thing you put on your resume when you want to get a job, because it's not for a purpose. It's just for you to enjoy yourself. It's just for you to find nourishment and to find happiness and healing. So with the Page of Pentacles here as well, it's about becoming an intern in life. There are things that you don't know. You have to approach life now from this perspective of you're beginning and you're learning. So it's about also taking steps towards your dreams, and it's small steps. So it's putting in certain amount of energy and stuff towards your manifestations and your goals, but not putting everything. It's putting the first step. I think it's very important to actually take the first step and then sit back and wait to see what happens, because you're going to expect the unexpected. And this is feminine energy here, about flowing with life, going with the flow, whatever comes at you. So pile 1, thank you. That is your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I do aim to do one reading a week, and each week we will pick a different theme. Thank you. Welcome, pile number 2. You guys chose this crystal whose name I cannot remember. It always makes me laugh. I mean, it's one of the prettiest crystals I have, but I just simply cannot remember the name. The only thing that I do remember is that it helps stabilize your emotions. So perhaps that is a message and a guidance for some of you guys. You guys chose the Light Seers deck. And so these are the oracle cards that are going to be telling you your general energy, your general theme of the year that you are going to go through for the year 2024. So let's take a look. So normally I pick one card of this per deck, but 2 came out, so I just decided to keep them both. Ooh, I see why 2 came out. So we have Vesica Pisces and we have Inward Revolution. So both very powerful cards. And I must say that already the energy is going to be like a very deep sense of self-discovery, and sort of detaching from a lot of the false identities that you guys are holding on to. So false identities are basically ideas, patterns, programs that are put into us that we have developed as our own, as the I am. From our culture, our lives, our upbringing, our circumstances, our various experiences of life and certain people and relationships and such, and circumstances. I don't know why I said circumstances twice. Sorry. So, the Vesica Pisces is about your soul and what you would consider yourself, looking at the same thing, but thinking that it's different when it's actually the same. I hope I'm trying to make sense to you guys. It's a bit of a confusing energy to explain, but I can definitely feel it, and I definitely know what it is. I myself have been through the Vesica Pisces. It's when you hold on to an identity and you say, well, I am a person who always does this. But are you really though? And what made you become that person? What made you adopt that identity? And so in the next coming year, I think the next journey is going to be for you guys to sort of shed those layers, remove them, and really dissect who you are, what it is that you want in life. And do you really want to hold on to outdated habits or patterns or programs? Do you want to be that person? Do you want to be someone else? Who do you want to be? So this is very life-changing, guys. This might be a very tough journey for you guys next year. And I don't want to dishearten you by saying that it's tough and you're going to have a hard time. You're not. It's going to be somewhat challenging. I feel like the Hermit energy is coming out, even though I haven't picked any of the cards yet. And I feel like the Hermit is about that introspection. So a lot of the times you may find that your usual way of life is not going to happen. So if you usually hang out with a certain group of friends, maybe that might not happen as often next year. If you usually like certain hobbies or go and do certain things, like it's just been like, you know, maybe you go to the club every Friday after work to drink or whatever, maybe that's coming to an end, or maybe that's starting. I don't know. It's up to you. This is a general reading. It's going to be different for everyone, but I'm just giving you an example. So an inward revolution as well is about respecting where you are, no matter where you are on the journey. So sometimes, you know, this is meant to represent a spiral of life, and you can go up, down, side, you know, center. It doesn't matter. Nothing is really wrong. It's just further going deeper and deeper into, you know, who we are, our purposes here. You know, having a purpose here is a little bit overrated, guys, but that's another video, maybe another soul growth lesson. But I think it's like really analyzing those big questions, those big themes going on for you. So wow, a lot of heavy, intense energy in pile number 2. So we have, oh yeah, this is good. We have Deep Blue Dragon. It keeps you safe by clearing your path. Trust that you are protected. Walk the path of light. So like I said, I don't want to discourage you guys by saying that it might be tough and it might be difficult, but I do want you guys to be met with reality. And this is an uncomfortable energy. This is a tough energy to go through, because it can often be painful to detach ourselves from the stories and the narratives that we've held for so long. That was our safety. That was our place of comfort. Those stories, those narratives, those ideals, those identities that we held on to. And to let them go means that we are going to be in a place that's a little bit confusing, a place that's a little bit disorientating, and no one wants that. And that's a horrible energy, right? But it's for the purpose of finding truth. It's for the purpose of finding out who you really are, what you really want, what life is really about for you, and what is really serving you and what isn't. Like, for example, many of you guys may have held on to a career ideal. Like, I always wanted to be an architect, you know, but then when I'm in architecture, I'm like realizing, maybe this isn't the career for me. But my entire life was built around wanting to become an architect, wanting to do this, wanting to do that. Now what do I do? That I realized that maybe it's not what I want to do anymore. So I think that's the kind of energy that you guys might be going through. And then we have faith, and we have humanity and benevolence. And it's a beautiful energy for you guys. It says, stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. So you have 2 cards mentioning light. Light energy is the energy of truth, unconditional love, and it's about finding your most authentic self. And you often find that when you are most authentic with yourself and you are not afraid to be your true self in any sense of a way, that you often have a very attractive energy to people, because it's such a bright light, it's such a bright frequency to know, you know, authentically who you are and what it is you like and what's your life about. So, you know, and not coming from a place of ego, not coming from a place of program or anything, or any outdated beliefs. This is truly authentically finding yourself, and it'll be a fun journey, but it'll have a lot of ups and downs, and there may be some really tough parts. I'm sorry to say, I have to be honest with you guys, but I can tell you, as a person that's been through this, it will be okay. It always is. And there's always support and guidance, and obviously tarot readings can be a support and guidance to reassure you, which is why I do these readings. I do them because life is tough, people need answers, and reassurance is good. Sometimes you need a little advice, a little guidance to point you in the right direction. Sometimes you need a little comfort as well. So if I'm able to offer the collective that, then I'm happy to do that. So let's get into some of your tarots now. We have the World. Interesting energy. King of Cups. The Knight of Wands. And the Six of Pentacles. So you definitely have a lot of passionate energy here, a lot of fire. Some of you guys may be fire signs, or you may just be a person who gets very passionate about things. And that's a good thing. You have a dragon here. It says Deep Blue Dragon, but it's got a lot of flames going here. And this is also an energy of that flame burning bright. And so I think that fire and connecting to fire, don't be a pyromaniac and burn shit down now, but connecting to fire and the flame and warmth and the sun is something that you guys really need to go ahead and do, because you'll get frequencies, you'll get energy, you get messages that are passing through your aura, passing through your energy systems from fire. For example, imagine being by the beach and there's a giant bonfire and you feel a certain way and you don't know why you feel that way. It's because that element of life, that element of the earth, of the cosmos, is being able to transmit energy into you. It's giving you divine knowledge. Even when you sit out in the sun, you are downloading divine codes into your body and into your, your energy system. Okay, and sometimes the sun gives you vitamin D, and that's important for us to be able to concentrate and have good brain power. So the world is about cycles closing out, but it's also about having a lot of wisdom. It's also about maybe traveling a lot and trying to, figure things out, figure your shit out, basically. It's funny, I did a reading for Pile 1. Pile 1 was also having a life-changing year. I think every year has the potential to be life-changing. If it's time for you, it's time for you. So the collective that I'm reading for, guys, it's time for you to really go through things, really kind of take life by the horns and take the bull by the horns. So yes, take life like that, like it's a bull and you're taking it by the horns and you're saying, I'm ready for you, I'm ready to discover the truth, and I'm ready for wanting better for myself. So that is the world energy. The King of Cups is about, I think I'm getting hermit vibes from this as well, and it's connecting with a part of your intuitive nature, but also your emotional nature, and your nature of being emotionally intelligent and being able to understand how you feel about certain things and not take it personally. So, if you have to give up an ideal, there's a part of you that will be like kicking and screaming, but that's always what I thought, and could I be wrong, and what happens if I'm wrong? And so that kicking and screaming is a little bit emotionally immature. The King of Cups approaches things with, so I was wrong, but then what is the truth? And he goes in search of that discovery, and he does so with a sense of flow, so he's not forcing anything, right? So let the answers come to you. There's no need to see this passionate energy sort of wants to just drive it home, go forward and find out the answers, but you can get burnt out very easily. Haha, burnt out with the fire. So yeah, you guys can get burnt out very easily by doing that. So allow the answers to come to you in practices that are like quiet meditation, going out in nature, doing something and realizing, okay, I don't like this, and accepting the fact that you don't like it. And then don't have pride, to keep doing something that you don't like because maybe you made a promise to other people, So maybe you have this big plan to tell people, I'm going to do this next year. Then next year comes and you realize, oh, you know what? My plans have changed. But now you feel obligated to continue to do that because you've already told other people. And so you have to let go of what other people kind of think of you and just do, what's best. And I think that your pride might be called into question next year. And that will be your soul's evolution and your journey in the year 2024. I do see with the Six of Pentacles, though, that you might be receiving a lot of things next year. You might be receiving a lot of downloads. You might be receiving, it might be a year of you where you're receiving a lot of things and you don't know what to choose. So it might be a lot of opportunities coming through for you. And these are not normally opportunities that I feel you may have wanted or thought about. But you're changing and you're asking yourself, is this something that I could do? Is this something that maybe it's an opportunity that I really should take, even though it's not something that I thought that I wanted to do? Yeah. Geez, I'm stumbling. And I think you guys might stumble as well a lot with, this year. We have the Ace of Swords. So you might be receiving a lot of truth, a lot of clarity, a new beginning and a new way of thinking. It's almost like the universe is putting these seeds into your brain or planting these seeds. New ideas might be coming to you guys as well, and that's also what you might be very, very passionate about next year. So that is your reading, pile 2. I'll keep this very, very simple because it is a heavy energy. And don't forget to subscribe and join my channel, because if you want more information on all of this, if you follow me, I'll be doing a number of different questions each week where we dive into the soul growth journey, and you just might get more and more information as the energy and as you evolve. So thank you so much, pile number 2. Hi, pile number 3. You guys chose the black kyanite for sweeping away and cleansing your aura of negative energy. You also chose this is the, I think, the Wild Unknown Tarot, if I'm not mistaken. And these oracles are going to be your general reading. So I was just thinking before I got your pile ready that it feels like I'm talking a lot of crap, because, you know, to me, when I channel, I know what I'm saying, but something takes over and it's almost like I'm in a slumber and the other thing is just sort of speaking and saying stuff and channeling all these messages. But I laugh because it feels like, oh, you're talking shit, but then not really, because that's how people channel. Like it's something that takes over you. So I just thought you guys might find that funny. I think for some of you guys, you may have a dark sense of humor, so maybe you enjoyed that. You guys may be very brutally honest people as well, so you know, if that resonates, it resonates. Okay, so we have Soulcraft, Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. That's a very good energy. And Soulcraft is about, you know, focusing on doing things for your soul, crafting your soul. It's about really crafting your life, I feel. So in 2024, you guys might be really analyzing, what is your life made up of? What are the things around you, or who are the people around you? And you're going to be a little bit more picky, I guess, if that is the correct word, about how you are crafting your experiences. It's also about filling your life up with things that craft joy, things that craft happiness. So if anything that's not bringing you that, you still really need to do it. And this goes across the board with all aspects of life, like your job, your relationships, your career, your hobbies. Is this thing bringing you joy? Is it bringing you healthiness, happiness? If not, then maybe it's time to focus your attention on something else that is, or something else that could be better for you. So your thoughts are magnetic and powerful, and changes are occurring. So I think at this point, you guys may just be in the thinking stages, in the introspective stages of what is my life about? And how do I want to craft it next year? What do I want to make? It's a New Year's resolution energy right here. And as you guys know, sometimes at the end of the year, we feel all pumped because it's holiday season and we're having fun, and we feel like we want to change because the dopamine is just rushing in our brain. We make these New Year's resolutions, and the next thing you know, we forget about them next year. So I don't know if you guys are in this phase, but don't forget whatever it is you want to change, because your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Changes can occur. You can manifest changes. So make sure you really put some effort and thought into thinking about, you know, what you want to change and what you want to do, what you want to craft. So we have Crystal Yellow Dragon, and we have a lot of yellow energy coming up there. And that's to do with your solar plexus chakra. It's to do with your emotional confidence, your gut feeling, your feelings of emotional security and confidence. So I think, you know, you might need to focus on your confidence a little more next year. That might be called into question. So Crystal Yellow Dragon opens you to a higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. Now that is a beautiful energy to have. So let's get into your tarot. You have the Father of Wands, the Mother of Cups, the Six of Wands, 6 branches actually, the Three of Swords in reverse, but I don't normally read reversals in this deck. So my camera stopped recording for a little bit, so I don't know what you guys heard and what you guys didn't hear, but I'm assuming that nothing of this has been heard, so I'm gonna just carry on reading this here. So the Father of Wands is a very protective energy. We have a king cobra, I believe, and king cobras can be very fast to strike. They're not normally very violent creatures, but they are kind of protective, and I think that he's protecting this stick that he has. So, you know, it's time to really, can I say, I'm getting this energy like you guys are quick to strike, but maybe you need to be a little bit more calmer next year, but also need to be protective. I think that you need to also be in your power, and you need to work on your confidence, because next year you'll have to strike on opportunities. You'll have to be on the ball with certain things, because if you're wanting to manifest anything, and this is a good time because miraculous changes are occurring when you think thoughts, when you're thinking all these nice thoughts and then suddenly all these physical manifestations start showing up and you're like, oh no, I'm shocked. Should you be, though? You did ask for that. And so you don't take any action. You're like, yes, I want this. When it comes, you're like, oh, maybe I'm not as confident, or maybe I have insecurities. And that's a very, very important thing. The Mother of Cups is also here to call on you to protect your emotional self. So protect your energy, protect your feelings. And yes, I think some of you guys, you may experience certain disappointments. You may experience certain things that feel very messy, very entangled for the coming year, and that can easily throw you off your game, throw you off your confidence. I think that for most of you, you're coming out of your shell, you're ready to come out of your cocoon. You need to be brave, you need to be confident, you need to work on trusting your gut, trusting yourself. You need to be like this Father of Wands. He's a very confident character. He's a character that, he takes life by the, I use this phase in the other reading as well. So it's a theme for everyone next year to just take life, take the bull by the horns and really just live, really do things that outside of your comfort zone. So he's also kind of guy that takes a lot of action. So he's not afraid of being confident enough to make certain moves. He doesn't second guess himself. So this is an energy where you guys need to not second guess yourself, right? So now I want to come to this crystal yellow dragon. Opens you up to higher learning and wisdom, and expand your crown chakra for illumination, right? So you are going to get a lot of downloads, and so you're going to get a lot of knowledge about certain things, and with that knowledge you need to be able to trust what you are getting. So you can't be second guessing yourself, right? So this is about following your intuition and working on following your intuition. Okay, so with this butterfly here coming out of this dark area, it's in the center of this reading, so I feel like that's the central energy for you guys. You are going to be a beautiful butterfly going through a transformation and emerging, right? But then on one side you've got this confidence and this need to protect your emotions, and on the other side you've got this sort of disappointment, and so it's almost like two versions of you fighting here. This is about feeling like there are people waiting outside of your out of your journey here to sort of stab you or hurt you, and you just want to feel sort of safe in your cocoon. But at some point you have to realize the butterfly cannot stay in that cocoon. It will die. It needs to come out. How is it going to get food? How is it going to go to the next phase of the journey, right? So in the next phase you have to understand that there'll be moments where maybe you're not so confident. Maybe you experience, situations that really make you feel entangled, overwhelmed, disappointed, heartbroken, gut-wrenched. And this knocks your confidence down and makes you want to feel like you want to go back in the cocoon. But don't do that. Don't do that. Just be able to be brave like this Father of Wands. Be able to use the wisdom and the higher learning and the downloads that you're coming through from the universe, coming through to you, and be able to walk the higher spiritual path. And sometimes that's a difficult path to walk. The spiritual path, everyone's like, oh, it's great. Nah, sometimes it's quite hectic, and you go through a lot of changes and a lot of life-changing things, and it's really, you have to have a certain strength to be able to walk the spiritual path. It's not often a path that's sort of mainstream everywhere in life, and so you will feel a little isolated sometimes. You will feel a little like no one else is going through this in life, but the truth is a lot of people are awakening. This card also reminds me of the awakening card in this deck as well. So you guys are really awakening to something. It might not always be an easy journey. So I'm going to pull a little extra cards for you guys. I want to see what this energy is about. I see. So for some of you guys, something that you would have hoped to have or something that you wished for, it might not have come true. And I think that really hurt you, and that really left you feeling sort of demoralized and defeated and very, very severely disappointed. Now, I don't know what this Nine of Cups is. I don't know what it is that you desired, but I think you took it very, very personally. Four of Wands. So it may be that you feel, people around your inner circle, maybe your family, your friends, those who are close to you, you might feel like at the moment that it's not a safe space, or you don't feel like you have a very safe connection to anyone because of this disappointment. This might have been a relationship that you guys were hoping for, that it didn't end the way you'd want it to end, or it didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen. And that can be very devastating, and it left you feeling like you want to stay in your cocoon, you don't want to come out, you don't feel safe in your community, you don't feel like you have a sense of stability, a sense of self. It really knocked your confidence. But the good thing is, next year you might be regaining that confidence, and you might be doing so with a very intense fierceness. So with the Father of Wands, you might be really coming out of your shell. This time around, you're protecting your emotions, and you are really preparing yourself to strike out in life. So that's really, really good. And I think whatever happened, because this is like 2023 energy, whatever happened, it's for you to have a deeper understanding of how you want to craft your life and your experiences, right? And it's also for you to use that knowledge, use that pain, use the experience of that pain to have a higher sense of wisdom. So what have you learned from this situation? Things didn't work out, and you have a choice. You can stay in this butterfly cocoon and wither away, or you can fight to be free and really just move on with life, I guess. And I think next year is a year where you will be slowly moving on, slowly but surely. It doesn't have to be fast. I know everyone wants to just move away from the pain so quickly because, hello, it feels bad. But the reality is, everything has to go in a due process. We cannot rush any single thing. So I think I'm going to leave it there for you guys. I do hope that I'm sending you good vibes, and so whatever happened, it is, I'm so sorry. It's not the end of the world, even though it feels like it. I'm sure you guys will get back to your normal self, but it is going to require you to actually set the intention of wanting to move forward, and then taking steps to move forward. So thank you, pile number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you want to get more information of this, I am going to do weekly readings, I hope, on my channel, and each time we'll tackle different questions, different themes, so you can get just deeper and deeper. So if you're following me on this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and slowly we will tackle this thing called life together. Bye.